Hi, I'm Yvonne Wakefield. I run a legal consultancy business called Caveat. We have a team of about 55 former big firm lawyers who we make available on a freelance basis to service companies with all types of commercial legal work. I decided that I wanted to be a lawyer when I was about 9 or 10, and kind of just followed that path directly to that point. Studied 2 degrees at Stellenbosch, part of which, of one of them I did on exchange in Antwerp, which was amazing. And the 3rd degree at UCT, did my articles at Birmingham Fillin, which I loved, and then moved to the bar and did pupillage to become an advocate. Practice as an advocate, I absolutely loved. Made a decision to have kids quite early. Because I was loving work so much, I thought I should opt out of, well, not opt out of that, but leave work to have kids younger so that I could come back and have a long career at the bar. Then when the time came to think about, coming back to the bar and carry on working as an advocate, I realized that I wasn't going to be able to do parenting at the level that I would like to do parenting and work at the bar at the same time. I was kind of looking around and I came across this concept of alternative legal service providers from the US. And what was interesting is I kind of noticed that there were a number of entrepreneurs that were disrupting the way that legal services were offered in the US. And so I kind of looked into that, and at that time I had a few friends who were extremely good and senior lawyers, kind of director level lawyers at all the big firms, who were either deciding that actually the big firm lifestyle wasn't for them, or deciding that actually they wanted to have a little bit more balance and flexibility, or that they wanted to have a family, and there was no kind of middle ground. Then at the same time, obviously over the years became very aware that the legal industry, the way that it's been operating for the last few hundred years, is extremely exclusive, and it doesn't actually it's not actually helpful to most businesses and most people. And the kind of business model that's used in traditional practice makes the fees absolutely exorbitantly expensive and not affordable to most businesses. So I made a decision to start our first alternative legal service provider in South Africa. It was quite an easy decision because I just saw there was this massive gap in the market. So pretty much woke up one morning and decided that that was what I was going to do. Once I did that, pretty much set it up with I think 5 lawyers that were friends. That was in 2011, so it's about 8 years old now. We focused on offering commercial legal services on a consultancy basis, and so we cover all of the legal services that are either strictly commercial or overlap with commercial. So your strictly commercial legal services, sort of corporate law, any type of company business law. And then we of course have tax services, legal tech services. We cover all of the fields of law that overlap with commercial. So we're not a law firm, we're a private business, which is important because it means that we can work in a way that isn't too restrictive around how we can accommodate our clients and give our clients solutions that they need without too much fuss and without too much extra cost that they don't really need. So we've incorporated as a private company. We're completely virtual, so we don't carry the overheads that your traditional legal firms carry. We don't have huge buildings that have to be maintained and kept beautiful. We don't have teams of support staff. We make sure that we have the overheads that are important, like insurance, lots of it. But we don't, have other overheads that we have to pass on to our clients. So that means that we can be extremely agile, extremely flexible, and we can be very accommodating to clients with their sort of diverse needs. This year we were very excited to start our NGO, the Warrior Project, which we've been planning for some time. Whilst the initial aim of Caveat was to make legal services more accessible to the market, we did take a decision early on to focus only on commercial work. And in doing that, we realized that there were huge portions of the population that we would not be helping to make legal services more accessible, especially vulnerable groups like refugees, like abuse victims. So this year we founded the Warrior Project, and essentially the Warrior Project is an online resource portal for victims of domestic abuse and gender-based violence. It contains all types of information about what those things are, how they can manifest in relationships and in the world in general, and it's the first portal that has a comprehensive directory of resources available to abuse victims. Yeah, so scaling, there's a huge amount of market space still to be taken up in this country. We are also looking at other jurisdictions, which is interesting, and kind of dipping our toe into a couple to see what bites there are.